All right, one of the largest and longest running consumer shows in North Florida, the Jacksonville Home and Patio Show, is back for the spring edition this weekend. From kids' DIY workshops to pop-up picnic inspiration, there's a lot featured this year, including one woman who shows you how to unearth fabulous furniture, artwork, kitchenware at thrift stores or at estate sales. She is the author of Big Thrift Energy, and she will be at this year's event. So Virginia Chamley joins us now to talk about what you can expect. It's always a good time. You know, you come, you might grab a glass of wine if that's available and kind of make it a girlfriend's day, or even, you know, the guys like it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be on after Ty Pennington on Saturday at 2. So if you go to see Ty, you can stick around and talk about thrifting with me.
That's not a bad spot to be in, you know. Hopefully you'll be like, don't leave, stay, listen to me, right? Tell me why people should stay to learn more about what you are an expert on.
Yeah, so I released my book, Big Thrift Energy, in July, and I've been traveling all over the country talking about thrifting and my niche, which is finding these really amazing sort of valuable designer housewares. The thing I'm excited about at this show is that almost all of my finds featured in the book were purchased at Jacksonville thrift stores. I'm from Jacksonville, and my home, I've since sold it, but my home in the book was in Avondale. So I always tell people you can find this stuff in your local community, but I really mean it here.
So I was like telling you, my sister was a big estate sale shopper, and she was always like, don't shop there, or, you know, don't go there unless you would live there. And I thought that made a lot of sense. And you kind of threw in there, historic neighborhoods are also great places to go.
Yeah, I think anywhere all over the country. I mean, I travel a lot, so I love to thrift in towns that have history. You know, Detroit is a really good example. They sort of came of age in the mid-century, so that's a great place to find mid-century pieces. Florida, obviously, we're sort of known for this Palm Beach style, bamboo, rattan. So there's some really great treasures.
Let me ask you though, because not everything is super cheap. You know, it's not like going to a thrift store. You have to be kind of prepared to spend a little bit more money, but in the end it's worth it because you're buying things that are quality and, you know, have a lot of history to them and that are worth a lot.
Yeah, and you know, it's a more sustainable way to shop. I read a statistic recently that the average thrift store gets 40,000 donations per week.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
You have to kind of go consistently.
You got to go consistently and go to as many as you can. But estate sales too, I mean, you can find really incredible things that will stand the test of time, that weren't made in a factory, that were made by artisans and made by hand. And
what's your trick? You know, when you go in, do you do a walkthrough? Do you grab things? Do you put them on hold?
I do a walkthrough. I think it's important at a thrift store specifically to look everywhere because it's not like a typical shopping experience. There's merchandise like leaning against the walls. Sometimes they put artwork in bathrooms. So you really have to look on the top of racks, on the walls, kind of everywhere.
All right. Well, there you go. Got to keep those eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing. Anything great that you found that really sticks out?
Oh, I mean, my biggest find, which is featured in the book, I got a Goyard trunk at a thrift store in Orange Park. Goyard is very similar to Louis Vuitton, but it's more rare. They have no online presence. So this trunk is worth, it's been authenticated. It's worth like between $10,000 and $100,000.
How much did you pay?
$95.
What? Did they not know what it was worth?
Yeah,
oh, that's beautiful. It's got an M for Melanie. Can I get it?
You know, when I first saw it, the tag just said old trunk, $95, and I thought it was maybe too good to be true, so I kind of threw it in my car really quickly, and then I invested a little bit of money to get it authenticated, and it is indeed the real deal.
Yeah,
absolutely.
See, that's fun. People love those kind of stories, and I'm sure you'll be sharing them this weekend.
I have many more.
Yeah. So again, the event kicks off Friday, and you can see Virginia on Saturday after Ty, which is a great lineup here. March 4th at 2 p.m. only, so make sure you check her out. Also starting Friday, it is Hero Day, so local frontline workers get in free with a valid ID. Sunday is Teacher Day, a wonderful opportunity for our educators to get in for free. For more information, visit JacksonvilleSpringHomeshow.com. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be right back after the break.